All right. Uh, let's start the masterclass. So thank you so much for joining the today's masterclass organized by Ellipse Education. Whenever my voice is not clear for you or if my screen is not visible, you can type in the chat and I will be regularly checking the chat, right? So please type your like concern that hey, your screen is not visible, or voice is not clear or anything of that sort. And also, if you have any questions while the masterclass proceeds, right, you can also type in the chat, right? We are regularly checking the chat. So, first of all, before we start, let me introduce myself, right, so that you are aware about me. Hello, everyone. I am Abhishek Agrawal. I am a Microsoft certified Azure data engineer. I'm having 8 years of experience totally working with Microsoft Azure technology. I have delivered multiple projects around data migration and migration of code base from traditional Hadoop cluster to Spark cluster, and I have done my graduation from NIT Raipur, and after that I have worked completely 8 to 9 years into Azure data engineering field. I started this teaching journey. It has been during COVID time. I started this teaching journey, right? So during that time, I was working in Azure data engineering technology, right? But my few of my friends lost the job during that time, right? So I started helping them to get a job, right? And then they referred me to their friends, and then I was not like wanted to teach, right? I was just started teaching 2 to 3 years back during COVID time. I started helping my friends, and then slowly the student, like two students became three, three, four, three, five students became 10 students, and then I thought of opening it education ellipse, right? And then doing it as a part-time job as well, right? So this is what I do, right? In day-to-day work, I basically teach what I do, right? So I make sure that I make my students aware about the real-time projects which I am doing, so that they can understand the project, they can do the project with me, and then try to crack interviews. And also, once they crack an interview, they will be able to do the job as well, because the way I teach and the kind of course curriculum which I developed in 2 to 3 years amount of time, they are able to deliver the project as well, because I will be covering all the real time scenarios and everything, right? So this is pretty much about me, right? So let's go to the website, right, so that you are aware about what are the different offerings are there, right? So this is the education apps website, right? And as I told that here we provide the training from the mentors who are working in the industry. So me as Abhishek Agrawal, I am I am a Azure data engineer, so I provide the training related to Azure technology, right? And with me, Vail Murugan is also there, who is basically a AWS and Hadoop guy, right? So he provides all the training related to AWS, Snowflake, Hadoop architecture, right? So this is about uh, him, right? And then over here, if you see, right, so I just told that the people who came today, the people who joined from one basic agenda, right? So all of you has one basic agenda, that you want to either learn Azure data engineering, or you want to switch your profile to Azure data engineering profile, right? And whenever you want to switch, what are the things you need, right? So you first of all need a real-time projects, you need a relevant skill set. So the real-time project, relevant skill set. And then once you learn those skill set, what are the things you need after that, right? You need to make resume, right? And then you prepare for the interview. So sometimes people do this, but they are not able to do this. So we will be helping you to do this, and also to do this, right? Like resume building, and then mock interview, scenario based question, technical based question, everything we will guide you. We provide the training from the mentors who are working in the industry. So we make sure that education ellipse, any tutor joins, he is also working, right? That we make sure, so that he has a real time experience. It's not like some tutor is full time tutor. It's also good for them, but what I feel from my perspective is that technology is changing so much that if a teacher is teaching full time, he is out of the touch of what is happening. That is what I notice. So we make sure that all the tutors are working, and then they're providing the training in the side, right? And our batch size are not like 200 people, 100 people will be there. We will be learning a small batch size of 30, 40 people and then learning together, building a project. Then we are providing a personalized learning, as I told you, that we provide a hands-on training. We help you in the resume preparation, mock interview. We have a 7-day refund policy as well. So if you join our training, if you're not satisfied, you can come back to us in 7 days. We'll give you the refund without any questions asked, right? Because we are confident about our training, our offerings, right? And then we know that we bring value to you. And at the same time, if you find any course, like similar course anywhere in the market in less of a price, you can come back to us. We'll give you the, we'll match the price or give you the course for free if the price difference is used, right? So that particular promise we are also making. So if you see anywhere the course is being offered in less of a price, in same syllabus, you can come back to us, right? Then if we have a live course, right? So this is Azure Data Engineering course, Database and Spark course, Azure Data Engineering Spark course, right? And then AWS course, Fabric course, right? And then Snowflake course, right? Snowflake AWS course. And now we are launching 3 more courses, which is around like Power BI, SQL, Python, and all of that, right? But this we are launching in coming days, in month end, probably we'll be launching this, all of these courses, right? And this is the running courses, right? Now we also provided recorded material of all the courses. Suppose if somebody said I want to learn in my own pace, so we also provide a recorded material of all the courses. Then you can check out the reviews. That Deepak got some offer, just Karan, and then these guys got some offers. You can check out their reviews, right? You can also open the reviews from here. You can check out the reviews in Urban Pro, and then you can check out those things. So this is the first platform which I started using. So you can check out my reviews over here as well, right? And then similarly, we have different courses, right? Now what I also suggest is you check out the LinkedIn profile as well, right? So that you understand about me in general, right? So here you can understand that as I told in my experience, I started with data analysis, some sort of data analysis, data science domain for almost 1.5 years, right? And then after that, I moved completely and worked into the data engineering field from this, and then since then I'm working in this field, right? And then like after COVID, once COVID, after COVID, I was also in my hometown, and then I thought instead of going to Bangalore, let me explore some new opportunity across Europe or outside of India, right? I started applying jobs, and then I got a job in Germany as Azure data engineer. So I'm working here as Azure data engineer right now. Okay. So you can check out the project, and also during the whole masterclass, I will be sharing some slides. All the slides are present in my LinkedIn profile. I create content every day, just to help people, just to help the community to understand the data engineering in general, right? So you can go check out my LinkedIn profile as well to understand few of the technical details, and then some of the document might be helpful for you to understand data engineering in general, right? So I try to cover all the interview question, like general interview question, delta load, data factory, and general things, right? So that also I try to cover. So you go check out my LinkedIn profile, right? And so that, and also the materials which I will be sharing in today's masterclass, you will also get it in LinkedIn profile itself. So you don't need to go anywhere. You just scroll my LinkedIn profile, you'll get everything, right? All right. So this is the introduction part, right? Now, before jumping to the demo and the masterclass, right? Let's try to understand what are the general question which you have, right? And I know the people who joined today have these questions. Okay, so I will make sure that each and every question is answered. Okay, so let's first start with so suppose somebody who joined today and joined for the first time and doesn't know anything, like suppose you're from sales background, you're from marketing background, you don't know what is Azure data engineering, you don't know anything, right? So let's start from that. Okay, now if you don't know anything, first question is the first question is, hey, what is this cloud? I don't know about it. What is this cloud? Okay, so tell me about it. What is cloud? Now you might ask me, hey, I understood what is cloud. Now tell me like why I should learn Azure only. There is AWS, there is GCP, right? Why I should learn Azure, right? So that can be the question. Now you can ask me here, Abhishek, that Azure has an opening or not, right? Because there are so many, like you're talking about Azure, so there is a job opening as well. Then you can tell me that, hey, Abhishek, I understood this. Now you tell me what is data engineering. right? What is data engineering in general? Tell me about it, right? Then there can be a question about, hey, Abhishek, I understood what is data engineering, I understood what is Azure, what is cloud, right? Now tell me that I am a fresher or I have a career gap. I have 10 years of experience. Can I switch? How I can switch, right? That can be the question. Now you can again ask me, Abhishek, I understood from my experience, you can switch, right? But now tell me, I'm from Power BI background, I'm from SSIS background, I'm from Informatica background, I'm from admin background. Can I switch? How I can switch, right? That can be the question. Now you can tell me, Abhishek, I understood all of this. Now you tell me whether coding is required or not. SQL is required, Python is required, or I need to learn both, right? So that can be the question. Now you can again ask me, Abhishek, I understood all of this. Now you basically tell me that, hey, you are telling me that we will do 3 projects, 5 projects, and all of that, but how we will do it, right? How it is possible to do it, right? Now, how we will practice in Azure? How we will like actually go and practice in Azure, right? That can be the question. Now you can ask me, Abhishek, like by learning all of this, how much experience I can show? That can be the question again. Now, if you understood all of this, you can again ask me, Abhishek, I understood whatever you're saying, but you tell me how we'll approach the interview, how we'll handle the scenario-based question, right? All of this question. So we will make sure that I am answering each and every question during the masterclass, right? And I will cover each and every question, right? So that I will make sure. Then in the end, right? So suppose in the end, if you're looking for a course, we'll give you some offer so that you can enroll for the course, right, as well, right? And if you're not looking for course here, right, you can anyways learn the data engineering in general and then go with some knowledge, right? That also you can do. So either in the end you can enroll for the course, right? If you're interested for the course, but if you're not interested for the course, you can just understand what is data engineering. You can ask questions to me, and then you can again explore and come back to us, right? That also you can do. So we will follow this particular like topics, right, one by one, and then we'll cover up everything. So all the topics can be divided into these parts. So introduction, website, check my LinkedIn profile is covered. Now we will start with why cloud, what is cloud, why Azure, right? So hey, why cloud, why I should learn cloud, what is cloud, why I should learn Azure. Then we will understand, hey, what I understood what is Azure. Now tell me like what is data engineering. Now to learn data engineering, what are tools required, right? Then coding is required or not? Who can learn? Where to practice? Course and project, right? And how we'll crack the interview? What is the salary you can expect? And in the end, I will give some offer so that you can enroll for the course as well, right? All right. So we'll follow this particular overall thing, right? And if you have any question between the masterclass, you can again ping in the chat, and I will be regularly checking the chat, right? Before we start, I have one small request. I really want to understand what is the general audience today. Okay. So I request each one of you that, hey, you can type your profile and experience. Suppose, for example, Power BI, 5 years of experience. This you can type so that I can understand the general audience, and I can accordingly deliver the content, right? So suppose all are freshers, so I can like talk more about the fresher and something like that. So please type your profile in the chat so that I'm aware about your profile. And at the same time, one more request: if you want to get the recording of the today's class, right, you can also type your number along with the profile. For example, Power BI, 5 years of experience. This is my number, right? Something like that, so that we are aware about your profile in general, right? So this is a small request. So let's take 1 minute to like do this, and then we'll start the masterclass. Okay. So type your profile and then type the 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 experience, and then if you want to get the today's recording, type your number as well so that we can share the numbers, share the today's recording through the WhatsApp message. Okay. All right, so let's start the masterclass now. And then if you are not able to type, you can still type, right? Without any problem, right? You can do that. So let's start it. So first start with what is cloud? Why cloud? Okay, software engineer, 20 years of experience, good. Data science domain in Java guy, data analyst, telecom industry, Sankar, .NET developer, Java, right? DBA, Azure data engineer, right? Omkar, thank you so much for the response, guys. I am going through the message, right? And then thank you so much for sharing these details. Okay. So now let's start with why cloud, right? And what is cloud? Let's understand that. Okay. And I will try to make it very simple. I will not like go into very detail of the things, right? So I will make it very simple, very straightforward, so that everybody is able to get it. Okay. So now, what is difference? Why cloud? Okay, why cloud and what different cloud providers and why I should learn cloud, right? So let's understand that now. So now, suppose I was in college and I used to like use CDs, DVDs, pen drive, those things I used to use, but now I no longer use them. Reason being that if I don't need to share any photo, I upload in the drive, I share the link, simple. And if I want to watch a movie, I can go to Netflix and watch a movie, or I can download and I can upload to the drive, and it's very simple, right? So nowadays we don't use CDs, DVDs, pen drive, and all of that. And why I don't do it, if you think about it, because it's difficult to maintain. If it is corrupted, I need to go to the market, or like my whole data is lost, first of all. If my pen drive is full, then I need to go to the market, purchase a new pen drive, right? And if like it's difficult to collaborate as well, right? So suppose if I want to share share with someone, right? Then it's difficult to share because I need to go to their place, share the pen drive, right? So all of that is difficult. Sharing is difficult, maintenance is difficult, upgrade is very difficult, right? That is why I am using cloud. Similarly, every company is using cloud because of this problems, right? Like data loss and recovery is difficult, upgrade is very easy, easy to collaborate. That is why people are using cloud. And what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but you're not using your computer, you're accessing someone else's computer and you're paying for it, right? That's simple. That is what the cloud is. Okay. So suppose if I'm uploading the data in Google Drive, somewhere Google is also like that is that data is stored in some sort of a virtual machine which you are trying to get access through a web, through a internet, simple, right? So what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but the practice of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet. So a remote server which is hosted on the internet to store, manage, and process data rather than your local computer. So you can just imagine it as a cyber like cafe and something like that, where we used to go pay 20 rupees, use their computer for an hour. So that is what you're doing here as well. You are using on demand, pay as you go. So you're paying how much you want to use it and you're doing on demand, right? Now there are different cloud player in the market: Amazon, Microsoft, GCP, VMware, Alibaba, right? So all of this cloud player in the market, right? Now, now you can ask me, Abhishek, I understood what is cloud. Now tell me why I should learn Azure, right? There are so many cloud players in the market, so why you should learn only Azure, right? So let's try to understand that. So see, guys, I am in this particular cloud field from past 8 years now, right? It has been 8 to 9 years. I am in Azure data engineer field, right? And coming to the opportunity wise, when I wanted to switch my job in India from, like, it's not like I started my job very fancy, like NIT Raipur graduate guy, like 40, 50, 60 LPA kind of a package. I haven't started. Okay. I basically started with very like a decent package of 3, 4 LPA kind of a package I started. And then as technology grown and as the requirement grown, I switched my profile from 4, 5 LPA to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. That I switched in India, right? And then 40 to 50, right? That I switched in India. And after that, when I wanted to move my profile to abroad, I was able to move my profile to abroad as well, no matter in which country I wanted to go, right? That I was able to do. And and when I was doing that along all of these years, right? So you always face a difficulty when you want to switch a job. It's not like I apply one job, I got a job. That was not the case, right? So what was the case is when I was applying for the job, I was getting an interview call, right? And if I'm getting an interview call, then only I can crack the interview. It's very simple, right? And if you're not getting an interview call, then there is no opportunity, right? And there is no job role for that, right? That is why you're not getting an interview call. And at the same time, when I started teaching, this Azure data engineering from past 2 years, I was not teaching it like, hey man, I want to become a teacher or something like that, right? I just like took some student, that student referred some student, those student referred someone else, and then I was sitting in Chhattisgarh in my small town like Korba, right? From there, I was able to get students across like India, from US as well. Some students I taught, right? So it was the case. Reason being, there is a requirement, right? That is why people are coming, people are teaching, right? And then people are learning about it. So all of this is possible. Reason being, there is a demand, right? That is why it's possible. And at the same time, if you see Microsoft, right, and then Microsoft has so much of a good product that every company uses a Microsoft product. So suppose like I have many friends who are working in Amazon, I have many friends who are working in Google, right? There also they use a Microsoft product, right? That is always the case. So Microsoft has a very good corporate penetration, right? So that is why it's easy for Microsoft to basically um, to market Azure. So if you think about it, in my all the 7 to 8 years I have worked, right? I always in all the company I was using a Microsoft product, but it was not the case with Google. It was not the case with AWS, right? That was not the case. So I feel that Microsoft has a very good penetration in corporate world, and at the same time, Microsoft is heavily investing in OpenAI, right? That is also the case. And then I have many points, many other points to prove, right? So like there's a document which I created, right? But let's not go into too details of the things, right? So just to summarize things in a beautiful and easy manner, right? And also, if you are uncertain about Azure future, you can check what is the Azure market size, the increasing demand about Azure innovation. Like they're heavily investing in OpenAI, and then you can check out the competitive salary and everything to understand that there is a demand, right? And now coming to that, hey Abhishek, like I still don't get it, right? So why you saying there is a demand? Let please prove me. Okay, suppose if you go and just search Azure data engineer here, right, and then see the opening here, see how many openings are there, right? That you see. And similarly, go to LinkedIn, do that. Similarly, search Data Factory here and do that, right? Data Factory here and do that, right? That also you can do. Now in world of AI as well, when AI comes, right? For example, there is a AI already came, but suppose like sometimes people ask me, Abhishek, what will happen in 5 years or 6 years, right? Suppose to train AI models, you also need data, right? And when you need data, you need engineers to make that data for you so that it can be analyzed, right? So there is a demand. There is a huge demand about, like, let me share you one more interesting like finding. Give me a moment. I will share my screen again. Okay, so here also you can see that it's a report made by World Economic Forum, right? Here also, if you can see the core skill in 2023, and then you can say share of employee expecting the increased skill by use of 2023, right? So here you can see AI and big data, right? And when there is a big amount of data, you need engineers to process that particular data, right? That you need. So here the increasing demand of like AI and big data will increase anyways, right? So suppose if the AI will increase, if big data requirement increase, then we need data engineers to do that, right? So that is anyways there, okay? And you can check out in the Naukri.com, and everybody is just talking about it, learning about it. So it's trendy, okay? Now let's understand that, hey, Abhishek, I understood what is cloud, why Azure. Let's try to understand why and what of data engineering, right? So suppose let's try to understand what is data engineering in general. Okay. So now I will try to explain you what is data engineering by using this particular diagram. Okay. So suppose like I have a friend, right? I have a friend who is opening retail store, right? And he's a technical engineer guy, right? So suppose he just is a small like an engineer guy, right? He is doing a side business and opening a retail store, right? That is what he's doing. Now he has couple of friends, right? And he opened retail store, 4 5 retail store in Bangalore, right? And somewhere they stored the data in SharePoint, somewhere they stored data in SQL Server, somewhere they stored the data in files. Some guy know like Oracle, so they stored the data over there, right? So they stored the data in all the location. Now this particular guy, suppose the name of the guy is like Naresh, right? So suppose the name of the guy is Naresh. So Naresh opened this retail store in Bangalore by with their like he's an engineer, so he opened retail store in all the places, right? And then he stored the data with his friends in all these points, right? Now after 3 to 4 years, he basically said that hey, I want to understand how my store is performing. So I want to understand what is the sales every day and what is the who which product is performing. So what is the product of the year, sales of the year, right? And then I also want to understand product of the year, sales of the year, and then customer of the year. All of that analysis I want to make, right? And he came to me. He said that, Abhishek, I want to make this analysis, right? And by using this data which I have, can you tell me how to do it? Okay. Then I said that this is a classic data engineering problem in which what you want to do, you want to move all the data to one centralized location, right? And then that location can be a cloud location because of the comfort of it, easy to collaborate, easy to share, and all of that. So you need to first move the data at one centralized location so that all the data points are centralized, and then you make a transformation on top of it, and then you can just give this data to some data analysts so that they can do analysis on top of it, right? Now, now this is what the data engineering is. This is a small use case which I just informed you that you are basically working on extract, transform, and load, in which you are trying to extract the data, you are trying to transform the data, and then you are trying to load the data. That is what the data engineering is. Okay, extract, transform, and load. Okay. So in day-to-day data engineering work, this is what you do. You basically do extract, you basically do transformation, you basically do loading. Okay. Extract, transform, and load. So extraction of data from point A to point B, loading it there, and then writing some transformation logic to transform the data, load it to the Power BI. And this particular work will be done by the data analyst. Okay. So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but like finding right data for data analyst and data scientist, developing ETL pipeline, building data marts, monitoring data pipelines, ensuring data quality is good, ensuring the code quality is good, optimizing the cost and enhancing the performance of it, implementing the data governance and practices, ensuring the data lineages grow, documenting the overall flow. That is what data engineering is. Now sometimes the people who start learning data engineering are confused in general, right? Because like they go to naukri.com profile, they see many openings, they see that in data engineering people are writing admin, people are writing DevOps, people are writing god knows ML, right? So like, and they feel like, hey, I do I need to learn ML, do I need to learn DevOps, do I need to learn admin, do I need to learn data engineering, what should I learn, right? That is the question. So believe me, guys, you only need to learn data engineering. Okay, don't focus on anything else right now. Okay, and we will further narrow it down to some other tools, right, which you need to really focus on. So you need to focus on learning data engineering first, right? And then I have also focused on learning always and always data engineering only. Okay, rather than focusing on many things. Okay, so you should focus only on learning data engineering. And in data engineering, you should focus on this. You should not focus on reports. You should not focus on Power BI. You should not focus on CI/CD pipeline. You should not focus on front-end application. You should not focus on infrastructure security. You should not focus on mobile application, all of that, right? If you know data engineering, yeah, come here and focus on something, but don't focus on these topics before learning data engineering, right? And data engineering is huge. At least you should give like 4 5 months, 6 months to learn data engineering, and then you can probably come here and learn something else, right? But your focus should not be anything beside that. Okay. Now, if I want to learn data engineering, these are the tools I should learn: Data Factory, Synapse Analytics, Data Lake, SQL Server, Databricks, SQL Stored Procedure, ADF data flows, right? So all of these tools I should learn. So what are the tools I should focus on? Like really focus on, I should focus on these tools, right? Data Factory, for Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse, DevOps, Data Lake, SQL DB, and Fabric, right? All of these tools I should focus on, right? Now, like here, if you understand, if you go over here, right, if you can see, Data Factory is a orchestration tool. Synapse is also orchestration tool, right? So now you can tell me, Abhishek, there are two orchestration tools, Synapse and Data Factory. Which one I should learn? Data orchestration means data movement from point A to point B, right? Suppose if I want to upload the data in Google Drive manually, I can go and upload the data manually by myself. But if I want to load trillions of data, day-to-day manner, delta load, all of that I want to do, then I need a tool to do that. And Data Factory is the first tool which they introduce after SSIS, right? And then this is the tool which you need to use for data migration. And then Synapse, Fabric, all of that is built on top of Data Factory. So if you know Data Factory, you can handle Synapse, you can also handle Fabric. Then Databricks is a big data processing tool, right? So here you can process big amount of data, right? That is what you can do in Databricks. And then SQL DB is a SQL database where you can process the data. So all of these tools are very, very important. You should focus on learning these tools, okay? All right. So now let's come to this particular topic, right? So why cloud we understood, what is cloud we understood, why Azure we understood, what is data engineering that also we understood, tools to learn that also we understood, right? So the ADF is required, Databricks is required, SQL is required, right? Now let's try to understand that, hey, what is this Databricks and Spark, right? So let's try to understand that. So first, let me show you Data Factory, right? So let me show you Data Factory so that it's clear for you. Now I will try to answer this question as well with this. Coding is required or not, right? So that I will try to answer with this explanation itself. So suppose in Data Factory, which is a data migration tool, what I mean by data migration, if I want to move the data from one location to another location, I don't need any tool, okay? If I want to migrate data from one point to another point, right? Like if I want to move the data from point A to point B, which is from source to load, right? Like in case of small data set, right? Suppose if I want to just upload the data in Google Drive, right? I do have a drive, and if I want to just like upload a simple Excel file, I don't need any tool in that case, right? So suppose I can just upload the data, right? I can select and upload the data. But if I want to upload like a huge amount of data on day-to-day manner, then in that case I need a tool, right? And that is what Data Factory can do. So here you can select the source, like suppose MS SQL, right? I want to migrate data from SQL Server to to suppose some SharePoint location. So in the sync, you can select the SharePoint location, right? So this particular like Data Factory helps you to move the data from point A to point B, right? That is what Data Factory can help you do that, okay? It can help you to move the data from like one location to another location, and here you don't need to write any code. So here this is the no code machine, okay? Here you don't need to write any code. And now the another tool which I have mentioned is this one, right? Is basically SQL DB, right? So this is a normal SQL DB. So see in the SQL DB equal in SQL database, whenever you want to write any data, right? Or you want to process data, you need to know SQL. Then only you can do it, right? Then you have Databricks, right? What is Databricks? So Databricks is a like Databricks is built on. So suppose when you have big amount of data, you you need multiple machine to process data. In SQL Server, you have only one machine. Suppose if I have my computer, I can install my SQL Server and process my SQL data, right? But when you have big amount of data, you need a distributed computing framework in which your data will be divided into multiple workers and then processing happens. So for example, just to understand in a very, very simple terms, let me open like the slide. So here you can understand this is what the distributed computing is, right? So suppose if you have a problem statement, if you submit that to the master node, your master node divide your data to different workers, which means different virtual machines, right? And then your processing happen, which makes the processing faster, right? Suppose if I have a box of coin and I divide that box of coins between Naresh, Kailas, and Achilles, then my counting will be faster. So similarly, that is what the master node does. It divides the data different workers and then processing happens, which is faster, right? That is what that is what the distributed computing is. So now if I go right, and then if I try to search like, hey, what is Spark, for example, like, hey, what is Spark? Apache Spark distributed computing framework, distributed data processing framework designed for big data analytics workloads, right? So that is what the Spark is. Now, what is Databricks, right? So Databricks, let's try to understand what is Databricks. Databricks is a analytics artificial intelligence company created by creators of Apache Spark. So the creators of Apache Spark like created Databricks because when you want to process Spark, you also need a machine, right? In which you can process Spark, right? Suppose you can download Spark in your local and then you can process the data, but my machine also has a virtual machine like computing power, right? And if I give, like, suppose if I have 10 GB or 20 GB RAM, and if I want to process 100 GB, I cannot do that, right? For that, I need a virtual machine. And for that, Databricks offers a machines, right? Which in which they can process data. So that is what Databricks does. So Databricks creators by creators of Apache Spark, where your big data processing happens, okay? Like you have a master node and then you have a different worker node where you can offer the machine, you can pay for it. That is what you can do in Databricks, okay? So here you can like create a virtual machine and then, but here you need to write code, either SQL or Python. Okay. Why I'm saying SQL and Python? Suppose in Spark, when I go to Spark, database is created by creator Apache Spark itself, right? So database built on Apache by Spark, and data Spark can be written in Python, in SQL, in Scala, in Java, in R. Spark can be written in all of the language, right? So you should know one of the language to learn with Databricks, right? That is what you know. Need to know. Okay, so either you can write Spark logic in Python or you can write Spark logic in SQL. All of that you can do, right? Now, just to summarize, right? And then Fabric, Synapse, all is built on top of like Data Factory, Databricks, right? So it's just like some extra feature, UI difference, and all of that, right? But you can work with those tools as well if you know ADF and Databricks, right? Now why and what of Databricks? We already understood that hey, like your big data world is increasing, right? So that we understood. Big data is increasing. So when you have big amount of data, Spark is go way forward right now. You need to understand distributed computing, right? And when you want to process big amount of data, you can do that in Databricks, right? So that is a additional skill set, and then you need to learn data migration as well, right? So that we understood. Now let's try to summarize everything whatever we have learned, right? So that we are on track. So that you're not lost. So we started with why cloud. Okay, why cloud and what is cloud? Cloud is nothing but like you're not using your computer, you're accessing someone else's computer. And why you are doing it? So that you don't need to manage it. You don't need. You can easily collaborate. You can upgrade it very easily. Now I understood what is cloud. So why I should learn Azure, right? Why I should learn Azure? Now Azure is heavily investing in OpenAI. It has good opportunity, and at the same time, every company uses a Microsoft product. Now you understood why Azure. So what is data engineering? Data engineering is nothing but extract, transform, and load. You need to move the data from point A to point B. That is the extraction part. Then transformation part, which you need to process the data. That is the transformation part, right? So that is what data engineering is. Now for the data extraction, you need to learn about data factory, which is a no code machine, right? And for data processing, you either need to learn SQL, right? Or you need to learn Databricks for data processing, right? Now, so I understand, yeah, so probably you understood what are the tools to learn: data factory, Databricks, Snaps, Analytics, Fabric, right? All of these tools to learn, okay? Now coding is required or not? So for data factory, coding is not required because it is a no code machine. For Databricks, SQL coding is required, okay? Coding is required as in either SQL or Python. Now sometimes people ask me, hey Abhishek, how much coding is required? Can you tell me about it? So now if you know basic of, like, suppose this is a very good like channel, right? W3 School SQL. So if you know all of this, right? For example, like, hey, select or update, delete, select, union, joins, right? All of that, if you know that in SQL, and also if you know all of this in Python, it is decent, right? That is enough, right? So if you know this, then you can learn, right? And then you can practice on Databricks or SQL, right? SQL database that you can do. Okay. Also learned from by basic SQL from here as well when I started. So this is a fairly like good platform to learn, right? So this is what the enough is, right? Okay. Now we understood coding is required. Yes, for data factory, coding is not required. For Databricks and Snaps, for Databricks and SQL, yes, coding is required. Who can learn? Anybody can learn, right? So suppose a fresher who is a fresher can also learn, right? So suppose here if you go, here you can see, right? For fresher as well, like if I do this 0, there is less job, right? And then you don't need to be surprised why there's such a less job in fresher. If you search any role, job will be less itself, right? But when you increase it, right? Suppose if I make it 1 year, if I make it 2 year, job is increasing, right? And then it is generally the case. And then if you just again increase it further, 13 year, and then again it will decrease, right? Because people like want to hire an intermediate role, and then it will again decrease. But there is an opening, right? There is an opening for that as well, right? There is an opening for that as well. So you see there is a decent number of 1,000 opening or 8,000 opening if you're 20 years of experience, and if you're like expecting like 75 LP as well, then also there is opening, right? So there's a chances of getting a job no matter which profile you choose for, right? And this is data engineer only I selected, right? If you type like data factory, then also you see job opening. If you write Spark as well, then also you see job opening. If you write Databricks as well, then also you see the job openings, right? One of the benefit of finding the job in Databricks is you can apply to any job role. So we have Azure Databricks as well, because Databricks is not a tool offered by Azure. Databricks is a separate entity created by creators of Apache Spark, and then people offered solution Azure Databricks integrated with Azure solution, Azure storage. GCP Databricks integrated with GCP storage, and then you have AWS Database integrated with AWS storage, right? So if you learn Databricks, that can be opted to all the different platform that can be done. Okay. Somebody is saying how many are real job in Naukri. That you need to ask to Naukri.com itself, right? How I can answer it. I'm not creating this job, but here I feel that somebody posted a job, so there is an opening. But if you doubt this platform itself, that I don't know. Okay. But I feel that all are openings, right? That is what I suppose. How do fresher get internship jobs? Like they are expecting all the tools from us. Yeah, so they are not expecting all the tools from us, but they are expecting something from you, right? You should know either SQL, you should know either Excel, you should know something about data factory or something, right? So you should know something. It's not like in 4 years what you have done. Do you have a good graduation CGPA, or you have some skill set? You have something to prove. That is what they are looking for. If you have something to prove, then it's good enough. Okay. All right. So let's go further now, right? Yeah, Venkat, I will come to that. What you have written, I will come to that. Okay. Uh, Now let's try to understand coding is required or not. So yes, we understood who can learn, fresher and everybody can learn, right? And then these are the common roles. Suppose Power BI developer, data analyst, database administrator, Informatica developer, SSIA developer. These are the common role who comes and learn data engineering. But there are always like sales marketing people also comes learn data engineering. Mainframe people also come learn data engineering, right? So everybody can come and learn data engineering. That is possible. Okay, so you can do that. Now let me try to summarize, right? So coding is required. Yes, so for data factory, coding is not required. For Databricks, coding is required. For SQL, coding is required. Who can learn? Fresher can also learn. 5 years of guy can also learn. More than 5 years of guy can also learn. Now you can ask me, Abhishek, how to learn, right? So can you tell me the roadmap about it, right? So let's go into that now. Okay, guys. So I will now come to the roadmap part, okay, and then we will further dig into the roadmap and then projects and all of that. Before that, like let me try to summarize everything. So why cloud? Cloud is cloud basically is being used so that you can store the data very easily. You can collaborate very easily. Why Azure? Integration with OpenAI. Every company uses a Microsoft product. What is data engineering? Yeah, extract, transform, and load. What are the tools to learn? Data Factory, Databricks, and SQL, right? And then Synapse and Fabric as well. Why Databricks? Because it does the distributed computing. It is built on Spark, right? Coding is required for Data Factory? No. For Databricks and SQL, yes. How much is required? If you know, like whatever is written in the W3 school, it's enough. Who can learn? Fresher, 5 years or more than 5 years can learn. Where to practice, right? Where to practice. So let's understand this and then we'll go to the roadmap. So Azure basically gives you the 1 month of free subscription. Okay, so suppose if I go to Azure, here you get 1 month of free subscription. So your subscription is free for a month. Okay, suppose here you can see that I'm using a free subscription which is active for a month, right? So here you can basically status is active, right? And I'm using a free subscription. And after 1 month is expired and done, you can upgrade your account to another free account, right? Upgrade your account to pay as you go, which will cost you 1,000 rupees or 500 rupees a month, right? And if you want to mitigate that, you can create another account with another credit card. That also you can do, right? So here you can practice, right? That is what you can do. Now, coming to the roadmap of it, right? As I told you that like, um, what is a roadmap, right? So let's try to understand that. So suppose if I open this website again. So a roadmap is like, suppose if I open this, suppose let's consider three scenarios. Okay. Suppose somebody is here who doesn't know any coding. So there are three kinds of people can be there, right? So there are three people, right? So there are three people. Three kinds of people are present in overall demo, right? Three people. So first is first person, like first person is like no coding background, new to Azure, and less experience, right? Less experience. Because if you have some experience, then you might know coding as well, but you have less experience. Less the experience then less than like 3-4 years of experience. Now the another person can be that, hey, like I know coding, right? I know coding, right? And again, I have less experience, right? No coding as in you know SQL, for example. Now the another person is like more than more than more than 5 years or 4 years, and then they also like no mm, no coding or coding also they know, right? No coding and coding also. So let's try to understand in this all the scenario, right? So suppose somebody doesn't know any coding, new to Azure, less experience, right? Then in that case, he can go with this Azure data engineering course, right? Here we will be teaching you ADF basic to advanced, Databricks basic to mid, Synapse basic to mid. We are focused in ADF because this course is made for the people who are new in Azure, less of a experience, know nothing about like cloud in general, doesn't know any coding as well, right? Here we focus mostly on data factory. That is what we focus on. So if you see this, right, the individual who is new to Azure, zero prerequisite, beginners in data analysis, eager to learn data factory, right? And then here we will be teaching you data factory, Azure basics, intra ID, data subscription, resource group, blob storage, data lake storage, integration runtime, link service, dataset and pipeline, copy data activity, full load, delta load, for each activity, git integration, Databricks, like now we will learn little bit of Databricks, data lake, material architecture, lakehouse architecture, processing of different kinds of file, key vault, if-else activity, triggers, Synapse analytics, data flow, and then key vault integration with ADF, factor dimension, slowly changing dimension, logic cap, fabric, one lake, Synapse, right? All of that we will learn. So in this particular course, we will focus more mainly on data factory, and then we will learn Databricks basics to little bit like right basic to mid level, Synapse basic to mid level, Fabric basic to mid level. That is what we'll learn, and we'll focus mainly on data factory. And this course anybody can do who doesn't know any coding. And then in the side you can learn SQL, right? That you can do, and I will guide you how you can learn SQL. And then these are the three projects we will do. This is the first project, this is the second project, this is the third project in 2 months duration of time. Okay. Now sometimes there is also the question that, hey Abhishek, how this project is possible to do in 2 months, right? How it is possible? Because in when you do the project in the company, you try to figure out architecture diagram, you try to figure out the data source, you try to figure out how to make a pipeline, right? But here everything is figured out. I will be doing everything in real time in front of you, and then project by project we will build, and then we'll end the course, right? That is what we will be doing. Okay. Just like real time, I will throw a problem statement, and then we'll project by project we'll build and then complete these things, right? Now this is the first project, right? And then similarly you have another project, right? So which, sorry, this is the course if somebody no coding, less experience, right? Now you have less experience, you know coding as well, right? In that case, you can either go with Azure data engineering course, right? If you are focused into the data factory of the things, or you can also take the, suppose you say that, hey Abhishek, I am more focused on big data processing or all of that, right? So in that case, you can basically focus on, you can take up this course in which we will talk only and only about Databricks and Spark. That is what we'll talk about. Okay. So if you are focused only on big data processing and Spark, then in that case, you learn about Databricks Spark, you can learn about Databricks, you can learn about Databricks administration, cluster, RDD, data frame API, data source API, PySpark, Pandas, common data transformation technique, DB utils, manage table and manage table, secret like secret scope, right? And then you can learn about Databricks CLI, backup process, Spark UI, Unity catalog, lakehouse architecture, catalyst optimizer, DAG, complexation, struct type, predicate proofs down, prediction proofs down, repartition collation. So this particular course is focused around Databricks only. We will learn in detail Databricks over here. Okay. In detail Databricks means like we'll learn 2 months on Spark and Databricks. And the benefit of learning Spark is you can use that particular knowledge, Spark knowledge in Data Factory as well. You can use that Spark knowledge in Fabric as well. You can use the Spark knowledge in Glue as well, because Fabric is Spark is integrated everywhere, right? And then we'll do two projects. This is the first project and this is the second project. So this is basically both are the Lakehouse architecture, Medina architecture project. So the architecture evolved like this: 1980 to 2011 and then 2022. So we will do these two architecture diagram. Okay. Now the third profile is if somebody has experience, right, and then don't know any coding and coding, right? So suppose in that case, what you can do, you can take up the combined course. Okay, combined course means we will learn about everything here. Okay, so we will learn about Data Factory, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, Spark, everything we will learn. Okay, and while the Data Factory course is going on, you can also learn little bit of coding, right? Because it will go for 2 months, right? And then over here, we will learn about everything. We will learn about Azure data engineering. We will learn about copy data activity, a list of file, parameterization, lookup, delta load, full load, Medallion architecture, lakehouse architecture, Unity catalog, key vault, logic cap, storage changing dimension, fabric, synapse. We'll do three projects. And then we will basically learn the Databricks as well. So we learn details of Databricks. So if you have more experience, you go for this, right? And if you have less experience as well, you want to learn everything, then you should go for a combined course where we will learn about everything in general. Okay. All right. So this is the roadmap. Now you understood the roadmap. Now sometimes there is a question that, hey Abhishek, can you tell me that like how does the, now suppose somebody was asking me the question around each course is 2 months. Data Factory is also 2 months. Azure Data Engineering course is 2 months, right? This Azure Data Engineering course, this Azure Data Engineering course is 2 months. Databricks Spark course is also 2 months. The combined courses for 4 months. Okay. Now, sometimes somebody has pinged me that, hey Abhishek, do you cover all of this? So it is in Venkat has sent me something and in which he has written many things. So let me read it once. Okay. So Synapse Analytics, Cosmo DB, basic data integration, APIs, event-driven integration, event hubs, IoT hubs, batch processing, stream processing, Delta, Medallion architecture, Power BI, data security governance, Key Vault, Databricks, Diamond. So I will cover everything beside. So suppose whatever you have written, I will not cover Cosmo DB. I will not cover event-driven ingestion like event hubs, IoT, that I will not cover. And then I will not cover Azure Stream, right? And structured streaming. So I will not cover anything which is related to streaming. And why I will not cover that? Because stream is a second part, right? Suppose if you like focus on learning stream analytics, also batch processing, you will elongate your course. You will elongate your course from 2 months, 4 months to 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, right? And that is not required right now. So you need to focus on learning which is very, very important, which is batch processing, because mostly the project is around batch processing, and I will not learn anything which is stream processing. That we will not learn during the course. Okay. Because that is the second way forward. Okay. So first you need to focus on batch processing and then you can focus on the stream processing. We will not cover the stream processing frameworks. Okay. Now let me again try to, so suppose sometimes there's a question around then somebody also written that, hey, like what's the price? So fees for combined course. So we will come to the fees part. Please wait. We will give you some offer for the enrollment as well. Let me summarize, right? Let me also give you the picture about it. So now how the classes will go on. Let's try to, like, I will try to give you the overview about it. Okay. So as I told, the class will go on project by project. So suppose here, if you see, after every class there is a homework, 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 and class by class we are learning, and then first project we are completing. So in the class one and class two itself, I will give you the problem statement, and then we'll build project by project. And then class is going on, and then we again build a project in the end over here. So like say Medellin architecture project, right? So we build a project. And after we build a project, I will help you to understand scenario based question, interview based question, technical challenges you have faced. So it's a foolproof plan. First you do project and then you understand what are the technical challenges I have faced in the project. You understand it and then you can accordingly practice it as well, right? And then I will tell you how to introduce yourself, how to explain a project, right? And then I will give you a project explanation so that you can write this project. Then I will give you the sample resume so that you can prepare your resume. Then I will give you the interview questions, all the interview questions. So if you see, we are focused in a direction in which first we are doing a project, right? We are doing a project. Then we are basically understanding that like uh, how to explain project. Then we are understanding like resume, how to make a resume. Then we are practicing the interview question, right? So it's foolproof plan in a dedicated direction designed by me because I have given multiple interviews, so I know how it can be done, right? So I will give you all the interview question, not like chat gpt interview question, but the interview question which I came across and my student came across. That is the interview question which I will be sharing with you, right? So I give very regularly interview, right? And then my students are also giving interviews. I will be giving the interview question which is being asked based upon, like suppose here you can see that I am collecting interview question regularly, and then similarly all of my students also does it, right? So I will give you the interview question accordingly. Okay. Now all of our training program follows the same path in which we basically follow the same thing, right? So suppose we try to like suppose if I show you any other training program, so here also if you see class by class project, right? Then class by class project, right? Project over here, project implementation, right? And the interview question and optimization technique question, right? So SQL optimization, PySpark optimization, ADF optimization. So it's a foolproof plan in a particular direction. So suppose if you go to YouTube, if you go to Udemy, you will get confused on what to learn and how to learn and how much to learn. Here you will be getting guidance from me so that you can basically crack it, right? Okay. So now let's try to summarize everything, right? Why cloud? Because yeah, easy to collaborate, easy to maintain. What is cloud? Yeah, you're just using someone else's computer. Why Azure? Because every company uses a Microsoft product, heavily investing in OpenAI. What is data engineering? Data extraction, data movement. What are the tools to learn? ADF, Databricks, Spark, Snaps, Fabric. If you don't know coding, ADF, start with ADF. If you know coding as well, start with ADF. If you really want to learn like big data processing Spark, go with Databricks. If you are experienced guy, learn both because when you go to the market switch, people expect more from you. So learn both. Coding is required. Yes, coding is required. For Databricks and Spark, SQL is required or either Python. For ADF, no coding is required. Who can learn? Anybody can learn. Roadmap I already explained. Courses and project I already explained, right? So let's try to summarize everything. So Azure Data Engineering is the course which I shown you, this Azure Data Engineering course. The Azure Data Engineering course which I was showing you. This course is ideal for the people who like who are looking for 3 years of experience. We learn ADF basic to advanced, Databricks basic to mid, Synapse Fabric basic to mid, warehousing basic to mid. We will do 3 projects. We learn about data migration, full load, delta load, one-to-one project about ADF, Databricks, Synapse, and Fabric. We will gain 3 years of experience, right? Who can learn this? Anybody can learn this from scratch. Will learn about everything, right? You can get up to 15 to 20 LPA by doing this particular course, right? So many people who learned only this particular course are able to deliver 15 to 20 LPA. So you can show 3 years of experience. We will do 3 projects in 2 months duration of time, right? And then it is extensive training of 2 months in which you need to devote 2 to 3 hours and to finish the training, right? And then if you're looking for big data processing in only, right? Big data Hadoop processing and then big data processing, if you're looking for that, then this is the course for that. Here we will learn like gain 3 years of experience. We'll learn about Databricks, Spark, Unity Catalog, Marine architecture. We'll do 3 projects. You will learn about Databricks You can apply any job related to Databricks. You learn about Spark architecture, big data processing, Unity catalog, material architecture. You will get 3 years of experience. The basic knowledge about SQL and Python is required for doing this course. Salary you can expect up to 15-20 LPA. For this, we don't have a batch start date right now, but you can get the recording right now. So Azure Data Engineering course start from 18th of August, 7:30 p.m. IST will be the timing. The class will happen Monday, Thursday, and Friday for 2 months. Okay. The combined course will learn about everything. We'll learn about ADF, Databricks, Synapse, warehousing, 6 projects, right? And then you'll learn data migration, data load, full load, delta load, Spark architecture, everything. And you can target up to more than 20 LPA. This is also starting on 18th of August. First, we'll learn Azure Data Engineering, and then we'll learn Databricks and Spark. And this is the summary about everything, right? So Azure Data Engineering, 3 years, ADF, Databricks, Synapse, Fabric, everything. For big data people, right? You can focus on this. For combined course for everything. You gain 3 years of experience, you do 3 projects, you do 2 projects, you do 5 projects. We learn about data migration, full load, delta load, one-to-one project and everything. For database as well, we will focus on all of this. And then for combined course, both, right? Who can do learn from scratch, database for both, right? And everything, right? Now, just in summary, right? Anybody who is new in Azure, go for Azure Data Engineering course. If you are less experienced, 1 year experience, 2 years of experience, 3 years of experience, go for Azure Data Engineering. Now, if you are more experienced, more than 4 years of experience, go for combined course. And if you say that, Abhishek, I'm really focused on Spark or big data, then go for Databricks and Spark course, and you should know coding for that. Now, this is the summary about everything, right? Now, let me go to the last part of it, which is like offers, and then I will give you the chance so that you can ask questions to me one by one. Okay. So now this particular course, Azure Data Engineering course, is 20,000 rupees, goes for 2 months. You can get in 17,500 rupees if you enroll today, and you need to pay 10,000 rupees now, rest after batch starts, right? And then we'll give you some learning material so that you can learn as well. For combined course, the like Azure Databricks course is also, so suppose combined course is the combination for Databricks Spark course and also Azure Data Engineering course. And both is 20,000 rupees. This course and this course both are 20,000 rupees. So combined course is ideally 40,000 rupees, right? But you can get the course in 30,000 rupees if you enroll together. You need to pay 20,000 rupees now, rest after batch starts. And this is the payment link for that. And similarly, Azure Databricks, if you're looking for that, you can get the recording right now and you can later on upgrade to the live class, right? So you can upgrade to live class because the live class will start next month, right? And if you're looking for any other recording, right, you can get the recording in 10% discount after the demo, right? That you can do, right? For 24 hours, it will be valid, right? But this particular offer is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST, and that then after that, the offer will expire. Now, if you're looking for the enrollment, I will send you the link and then you can enroll, right? And then if you have any question, you can also ask me. So give me a moment, I will send you the link and then we'll take some questions. All right, guys. So I ping the link right in the chat. Now, if you have any question, you can ask me and I will give you the chance so that you can unmute yourself and also ask questions. First of all, let me check the chat if some questions are there already. Duration for combined courses, like 4 months. All right, guys. So now if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask me the questions. Anybody has any question, guys, you can go ahead and ask. I think you have unmute option. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Hey Abhishek, good evening. This is
Good day.
Raj.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is 4 months course for combined course, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, five project is real-time projects will be covered
Yeah.
in this. Okay,
Yeah.
and how many batches are running currently? Check.
I take one batch at a time
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I mean,
because
is
I'm
there any
doing a
morning batch?
no, I don't because I am in Europe. So
Okay.
generally like the morning India timing, I have like suppose if I take a class at 8 a.m. in the morning, that is
Mhm.
4:30 in the morning for me. So it doesn't
Oh,
work for me.
yes, yeah. Okay.
So I take only one batch, which is in the evening batch. And now if you are looking for a like if this timing is not suitable for you, you can opt for the recording because that is also the preferable option in which you get the like so once you purchase the recording, we will add you to the WhatsApp group in which all the people are there who are purchasing the recordings, right? And then you can clarify the doubt in that recording. And if the doubt is not clarified, then we will add, I will connect with you one on one, and in which you can also clarify the doubt. So recording the doubts won't be the issue for you. So suppose we have this kind of a recording group like over here
Mm-hmm.
where people ask doubt and then we'll clarify all the doubt. All these peoples are there and then they ask their doubt. I clarify in the chat group, and if the doubt is not clear over here, we basically add you to the live chat in which you can also ask doubt. So this option you
Okay,
can opt for in that case.
okay, Abhishek. Thank you.
Anybody
Hey
has any
Abhishek,
question? Yeah.
hey Abhishek, just a quick question. If I opt for the recording, right, how about the project to put on the resume?
So if you opt for the recording, you will get the same like if you opt for the recording, you will get the same LMS access as the live class. So you will get the same access as a live class. So you can like this is the LMS portal, right? Which can you mute yourself? Like I'm getting a background noise. So uh, once you enroll for the recording, you will get the same LMS access which live people also have, right? So you can just like learn from the videos one by one. All the supporting links are there. You can learn from the video one by one, and then you can implement the project by yourself. And if you have any question, you can ask the doubt. The only difference between live and recording is in the live you basically get the live class on day-to-day manners. So because sometimes people need a schedule that hey, I do have a class in this particular time and I will come and I will attend, that give me a rhythm. And in the live I also help you to crack interview. So I will take a mock interview, I'll understand your profile. So those things are there in the live course, like you attend the class live, you clarify the doubt real time. In the recording you just get the recording, you just watch it, right? And then you finish up, and then interview questions are there, you watch it, right? You can see all the interview question, but I will not take mock interview, I will not like try to you cannot have a call with me on day to day manner like when you're giving an interview. Those kind of a support is not there, which is there in the live class. And hence there is a price difference as well at the same time. Yes.
Okay.
uh okay. All right, guys, anybody has any question which I can answer?
Hi, Abhishek. Can you please provide the answer for my question, last one in our chat about the classes session in Central European time and about schedule uh, when you are going to have 1 day per week, 2 days per week, or etc.
I will be having the classes on Monday, Thursday, and Friday. 7:30 p.m. IST will be the timing. So we'll have the class Monday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days a week. Every day for 1.5 hour approx. And then we will have the class Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 7:30 p.m. IST. And in CET timing, I think so it's right 4 p.m. or 4:30, 4 p.m. we will have the class.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Hey, Abhishek, Senthil. Are you taking the Microsoft Fabric course you told last year? That's very good.
Microsoft Fabric course we launched, and I think Senthil, you enrolled for this Databricks course, right? I
Yeah,
think so.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so we launched the Fabric course, right? Which is also taught fully by. So we launched this particular course, but we haven't got good demand on this because
Okay.
like the Fabric is not used in the production environment right now. So
Okay.
people want to learn Fabric as an add-on skill set rather than learning everything in Fabric. So after certain year, probably we will relaunch this, but we haven't got good requirement about this.
Okay. I requested to well
Yeah.
Murugan. So if you guys are starting, then please
Yeah.
let me know. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can.
We will let you know. You will let you know
Okay.
something.
Yeah. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you. All right, guys. Anybody has any question which I can answer?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Digambar is at this side.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm having around 2+ years of experience as an Oracle database developer, but I'm looking for the data engineer role. So should I go with the Snowflake or Spark? Like, I'm confused a little bit. So that's why I wanted to consult with you. What do you think?
What is your 2 years
And
of profile in which domain?
Oracle database developer, PLSQL developer, PLSQL developer.
So you want to like be in SQL background only, or what's your preference?
Not like that, but some of my friends suggested you can go with this Spark, like PySpark. So I have understanding of Java as well. So coding isn't the I do have understanding basic core Java, like data types or oops concept, exception handling, all these things. So learning Python isn't not challenging much because there are some syntax things are need to know. So that's why. But I'm not sure. Like, what do you think? So.
So see,
And
like Snowflake is centered around SQL, okay? But you can write your
hmm
Spark codes as well in Snowflake. So it might be a bit easy for you, Snowflake, right? But
hmm
like if you want to really work on like some Python and coding, and you want to work on data science as well going forward, right? A little bit of
hmm
data science as well, then Databricks is more of a favorable choice because it is a much more mature tool when it comes to Spark big data processing. And Snowflake is more on a data warehousing side, right? So it depends on you. Like if you feel that you can learn Python and you can basically like move a bit of a data science as well, you can do, right? Then you can go for Databricks. And if you want to be in your like SQL zone, right? In that case, Snowflake is also a very good option. There also you can write
Snowflake.
Spark code. Yeah.
Okay,
And we have a
so there is
Snowflake
no
course
need to
also starting.
particularly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If I go with the yeah, please go ahead. Sorry.
So I was saying that we are starting a Snowflake course as well from Saturday. So if you're
hmm
interested in that, you can also ping us and we'll give you the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I was saying. Okay. So I was saying like going with the Snowflake is a bit easier for me, like because having background about the SQL database, so it is kind
Yeah.
of
It
and
can
how's
be easy
the.
for you. Yes,
Hmm,
it can be
hmm,
easy for you if you want to learn Snowflake. But Snowflake is a data processing tool, right? But if you
hmm,
want to move to data migration, so suppose if you want to complete your profile of data engineering, which I said in the beginning, that data engineer do the data migration and also data processing.
hmm, hmm,
Snowflake, you can learn data processing. But for data migration, you need to learn each cloud. So Snowflake also needs to integrate it with Azure or AWS to bring data. So you need to sooner or later learn one of the cloud tool like either Data Factory for orchestration or AWS Glue for orchestration. Okay.
Mhm.
So either you can choose Data Factory plus Databricks, right? That also you can do, or you can learn Data Factory plus Snowflake. That also you can do.
Okay, but I'm having not much experience like 3 plus or like that. So which one
So
is
you
better?
can
Like
either
data?
start with data Azure data engineering course, which I suggested, right? Or you can start with the Snowflake course, right? And if you feel that, hey, I want to learn for 4 months, I want to learn everything, in that case you can either enroll for a combined course, or you can combine Data Factory course with Snowflake course as well. You can do. Okay, so suppose Azure data engineering course plus Snowflake course, that also you can combine.
But which one is good? What do you think? Like initially, if I go with the Azure data engineering or combine, because if I'm familiar with the Azure data engineering, then later on I can add on, like I can go for the data
Yeah,
bricks and all these things.
that also you can do. So suppose like if you feel that you want to go one by one, right? That also you
Because
can do.
I'm
You can, yeah. So
because I don't have much
you can,
experience. No, 4 years or 5 years experience. I'm not
yeah,
gonna show.
you can
So
go one by one, right? But it depends on you. So suppose if you say that, Abhishek, I want to go one by one, that also you can do. If you want to go all together, then you get some discount. That is the only thing, right? And if you don't bother
okay,
about it, you can go one by one.
okay, yeah, okay. Thank you very much. That is what I wanted to consider.
Yeah. All right, guys. Anybody has any other question which I can answer?
Yeah, I have one question.
Yeah.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
go ahead?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is regarding, right? I just joined 5 minutes back. The Azure data engineering you are covering, right? It's a cloud-based data engineering. And so what about, so currently, I believe, right, cloud with data engineering and along with the AI, right? That will be trending, right? Currently, and maybe it will be in the future as well. So, do you have any plans to bring in that area as well? AI.
See, I will tell you honestly what people are doing nowadays. They will, or they, in all their course, they will just write AI data engineering. I will teach you AI data engineering, right? That is what they do. See, in all the course, they will just teach 2, 3 class of AI, in which they will just teach you Chat GPT, Gemini, and all of these things, right? Simple things. And they will say that my course is AI course. To be very, very honest, right now, AI in my day-to-day work, I need to just understand how I will do refactoring using Chat GPT, or how I will do the documentation using ChatGPT. That is the only thing which you need to focus on right now, because AI data engineering is evolving right now. Nobody knows what is AI data engineering, to be honest. So after 6, 7 months or 8 months, there will be structured course curriculum which you can pursue to enhance your skill set, but not right now because it is exploratory phase right now. People are exploring how AI will evolve data engineering. That is the exploration phase right now. So like I don't suggest you to learn right now that.
Okay. So it's still maturing, you're saying, right? Okay.
It's still maturing. There is no defined AI. So suppose I am a data engineer right now, right? So I know what AI is doing in AI like data engineering world. So it is explorate, like it is evolving phase. So just like there's no defined set of a course curriculum right now. So after some time, people will define course curriculum in a good manner. Then you should go and pursue it rather than pursuing it right now.
Okay. So just I was checking ChatGPT. It was mentioning like some vector pipelines, those things and all. But you are saying it's still maturing.
Do you
But
know data engineering right now?
yeah, so I am from, I don't know Azure, but I know data engineering. Currently, more I started with Abnisio. It's a ETL tool, and
So
more
what
onto
I was trying to say is you first of all learn like one particular cloud, which is data engineering, right?
data.
And
Yeah,
then you like the second step can be, hey, I want
yeah.
to integrate this with some sort of a cloud tool. So you first of all learn the basics of the data engineering in Azure cloud world, and then you can further enhance your knowledge with AI. And then we will be launching
Okay.
course regarding that as well in coming months. Okay.
Yeah. So I understand the path. Just trying to understand the overall background, right? I'm trying to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Abhishek.
Yeah.
My name is Akash. My question is, if I choose the Azure Databricks or Spark recorded course, then will I receive support for certification preparation?
Uh, yeah, we will be giving you the sample like questions through which you can go through. That is what we'll be giving you.
Okay, or for, support for resume building or interview question or doubtful session.
We will be giving you the interview questions which you can go through and prepare. The
Okay.
support which won't be giving you is, suppose if you're giving interviews regularly and you want to have a
Mm-hmm.
call, or if you want to take a mock interview, those things won't be there. But now suppose if you say that, Abhishek, I want to get all of this information, right? Then you can also enroll for the live course, in which we will give you the recording as of now, right? And once the live course starts, you can join live, in which you will get everything. Okay.
Okay, fine.
All right. Anybody has any question, guys, which I can answer?
Abhishek, just a quick question. Nowadays, in the requirements, right, they are asking all the clouds like AWS, Azure, GCP, everything they are asking. How do you manage that? How do we manage that? If you do one specific Azure data engineering, now they are asking whether you have done CI/CD pipelines, have you done Git integration, and all those things they
For
are
how
asking.
many experience?
Maybe around 7 or 8 years of experience.
So see, I have 8 years of experience. To be very honest with you, I don't know Azure as well totally. Okay, because like they write in the job description. So if you have a rough idea that, hey, I because if you ask me AWS, I can just give you rough idea that, hey, in AWS Glue, in Data Factory, I do this in this manner. In AWS Glue, I might do this in this particular manner. Or in the Google like cloud, you might do this in this particular manner. So suppose if I have understanding about Spark, right? Then that particular Spark knowledge I can use in AWS cloud as well, because there also they are using Spark in Glue. So what you basically learn one cloud in a detailed manner, and then you try to relate that, hey, I do this data factory in this full load, delta load, I do this in this manner. Then in AWS cloud, I will do this in this manner, rather than very detail of it, right? So you don't need to learn detail of it. You need to like to suppose if you are an Informatica developer, for example, right? So when you learn data engineering, Azure data engineering, you try to relate that Informatica, I was doing this. Now in Azure data engineering, I'm doing that. So you try to relate, but nobody like in 7 years, if somebody telling you that, hey, you know CI/CD pipeline, you know Azure data engineering detail, you know AWS detail, you know GCP detail, honestly, it's not possible. I don't think so it's possible, to be very honest. So my recommendation to you is learn one cloud and then try to relate other cloud by just learning about tools. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is certification is needed to get a job?
No. Certification is good enough to probably get an interview call, but not needed to get a job.
Okay.
What is needed to get a job is to actually practice and learn real-time implementation. And after that, once you get a job, what is also needed is you also know like how to implement a project, which we will be learning. Certification gives you the theoretical understanding, right? But not like day-to-day job things which you understand. But if you're not getting an interview call, then you might go and do a certificate. All right. Anybody has any question, guys, which I can answer?
Uh, will you show us end-to-end a project flow over here in real time, or you just dummy project will you show us on Azure cloud?
I will try to show you the real-time project which I have done, which like we will use some data set and we will try to create the scenario. Like we will try to replicate 60 to 70% of what I have done. But if you say that, Abhishek, can you relate, like, can you replicate everything what you have done? That I cannot replicate, to be very honest. I will was just tried my best to replicate what I have done.
Okay, yeah, that's understood because that's not possible
So
doing
suppose
everything.
if I
But
like
at least,
just for example, if I tell you that hey, in real-time projects, right, we try to process like TBs of data, okay? Now, if I want to process the TBs of data in Azure subscription, that is not possible. I need to like upgrade my subscription. And in that case, I need to bear that cost. And I'm not ready to bear that cost, right? But we'll try to
yeah,
replicate the scenarios in real world, and then we will try to learn. And the people who learn it in this particular manner, the all of my students in 2 to 2.5 years are able to go to the company and do the job as well. So if they are able to do the job, then they know how to do it, right? So that is why they are able to do it rather than coming to me asking how to do it.
yeah, because me, if you be asking why am I saying like that, because tomorrow if we join some project, so that time we should be able to do at least
Yeah,
50
you
to
will be able to do.
60% our work, not 100%, but 60 to 70% things should know us. Uh,
Yes.
30% we can expect from others, but 100% we cannot
Yes.
expect from others. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. Yes. You will be able to deliver the project by learning the whole course curriculum because I am teaching you everything what is required. And then at least you will be capable enough to figure out your own way, like by using ChatGPT or Google or Stack Overflow, whatever it is. And then you try to figure out things and then you will be able to do it. You will be able to understand all the meetings, you will be able to understand all the requirement, and then you will be able to build the project as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys. So one last point, right? So if you are looking for the course, right, and if you're looking for the enrollment, please use the link which I have pasted in the chat and go ahead and do the enrollment. This particular offer is valid till today, 11:59 p.m. IST. Now, if you have any question, I'm here to answer those questions. Please tell me.
Hey, last question, Abhishek. I heard some of the guys teaching data engineering with Naukri optimization course. What is the Naukri optimization course? Do you have any idea on this?
Naukri optimization?
Yeah. One of my friends suggested there are few guys teaching Naukri optimization as well.
I don't know like to be very honest about it. What I know is they probably teaching you some tips and tricks to make resume to get interview calls, which I am covering here, like scenario-based question, interview question, how to introduce yourself, how to explain a project. So this is what they are probably covering, is what I feel.
Okay. Thanks,
Okay.
Abhishek.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for your
much.
patience as well.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Anybody have any question, guys, which I can answer?
One more last question I have. Suppose tomorrow you are explaining the things. Suppose sometime if you are not able to understand the things, can we get extra some time so we can connect with you and ask the things or get clarity about the things apart from
So
the
after
session time?
you can always ping your query in the WhatsApp chat, and I will be answering your
Mhm.
questions in the WhatsApp chat. That I will be doing. Okay.
Okay, because sometimes like just posting the question is it not the helpful. So we need to ask you some things. Want to get clarity about that. So
So what I can assure you is your all the question will be answered. But if you say that hey, you have a question now, can you speak with me like then and there? That might not be possible because I do have my schedule. But what might
yeah.
be possible is like if you have some questions, you can ask me next day in the class, or you can ping
Mm,
me, and then if possible, I can have we can have a call as well in between as well, in which I try to clarify your question.
okay.
Hey, last question, Abhishek. Will we receive a recording after each class?
Yes. All the live classes, if you enroll, you'll get the recording. If you're enrolling for the recording classes itself, you'll get the recording once you enroll all the recording, because I will be sharing the recent recording with you, which I recently completed. And once you enroll for the live class, you get the recording then and there after 1 hour once the live class is completed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Классно.
Thanks, Abhishek.
Thank you. All right, guys. Anybody has any question? one last time. Anybody has any question, guys?
Looks like no.
Okay, all right. So let me summarize, right? So Azure data engineering, for anyone who is new in Azure, doesn't know any coding, or if you know coding as well, if you're new in Azure, go for Azure data engineering. For Databricks course, like anybody who are looking for big data processing, go for Databricks. If you are more experienced, want to learn everything, go for a combined course. Azure data engineering course is 20,000 rupees. You can get in 17,500 rupees. Class will happen Monday, Thursday, Friday, 7:30 p.m. IST for 1 hour to 1.5 hour. Every day a class will happen. It will go for 2 months. For Azure data, for combined course, it will go for 4 months. We will first learn Azure data engineering, then we learn the Databricks and Spark. The original price is 40,000 rupees, but in today's demo, you can get it in 30,000 rupees. You need to pay 20,000 rupees now. Rest after batch starts. For Azure Databricks and Spark, you can get the recording right now, and you can later on upgrade your class to the live class. That you can do. And all the pre-recorded material is available in the website for 10% discount after the demo. If you want to get a AWS class, or if you want to go for Snowflake or whatever you want to get, that is available in 10% after the class. Okay. All right, guys. So this offer is available for 11:59 p.m. IST. Thank you so much for joining the class. I will be sharing the recording with all the people who ping their number. So if you haven't pinged the number, just ping your number so that we'll share the recording. Thank you so much. See you then. Bye.
Bye.